Can I ask you a question now? So you said earlier the diffraction limit. You don't know if it comes into it. So I just want to see if I can get a few concessions out of you. None of these will be trick questions. So if you're looking at a brick and it's about, let's say it's, I don't know, 100 feet away, you would agree that it's got a particular angular size, right? Would you agree?
Yes.
And then if you get further away from it, the angular size will get smaller of that brick.
Yeah, you have arc minutes and arc seconds in angular resolution.
Exactly. The smaller the further the distance, the smaller it will measure in arc seconds.
Right.
Until eventually, when you get far enough away, it will disappear completely. Would you agree?
Um, well, I guess it would, but it also depends on contrast because a object very font. So let's say you have an object very far away. If it has a very low contrast with the background, let's say a black brick in a black wall, right? You won't be able to notice
Fair enough.
this
No,
black
I agree.
brick.
Okay, I'll start again. So we'll have the sky as the background. So we'll assume it's either a shade of white or blue, depending on the day, but nice and bright. And the brick is black. Okay, so there's never going to be an issue, and it's perfectly lit, so there's never an issue with contrast. But eventually, you will get to a point where the angular resolution is just too small to see. You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
So eventually, you can back far enough away that the dick. Why am I saying this?
What are
Slips
you
of the
talking
tongue.
about?
That the brick.
It's a Freudian slip.
Because I'm thinking of the next word, which was disappears. So the brick disappears. The dick disappears. Does it?
Is it because I is blick?
So
And
yeah,
one-
so
It's a common problem among
I'm going
the
somewhere
English.
with this. Come on, I know I've done a slip, but yeah, nevertheless,
It's a common problem among the English.
indeed.
Blick.
So you would concede that eventually you get far enough away, the brick goes because it's too small.
At one point it will, but this is a really big number.
Sure. So
I
if you're
thought you were going to say something else.
if you a really big dick, if it's a mile away, let's just say for ease, so it's a nice big number. We're not talking a few feet. We'll push it to a whole mile. Yeah. And you've just got a little compact camera, so we'll assume a nice little aperture just to force the effect.
Yeah, then I don't think you will be able to see a brick
Right.
against
So-
the sky. No.
Yeah, it's just going to be sky. The brick's too small to see. But if you were to have another brick on top of it, would that make that second brick that you've built on top of suddenly visible?
Well, you would have increased the total size of the object. So
Yeah.
it might be easier to see, but you won't see one brick or not see the other.
Right, so what you're saying is it doesn't change the bottom angle. That's still too small to see. But because we put another brick on top, the brick that's on top has increased the overall angular size. So you might see the brick that's on top, but you still can't see the brick that's at the
Oh,
bottom.
you beautiful bastard, you.
Well, I
Where'd you
disagree.
get? Hold on a second, Apollo. Where'd you get? Did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
I disagree, Nathan.
I'm impressed. That's
So-
really good. I want to hear the answer to this question. Sorry for the interruption.
So we've got one brick that's still too small to see. It's a mile away. It's not going to grow in angular size if you put another brick on top of it, is it?
Well, you would just see
One brick.
if you know it will. If something is that far away and you can't see a single brick, and you put another brick on top of it, it increases the total size of the object. So you might not be able to see individual bricks, but you might now, due to its bigger size, be able to see a black dot.
I see. So we can see a little bit on top of the original brick, but not the original brick.
No, No, I'm not saying that.
Okay,
I'm
let's try a
saying-
different example. No worries, I'll change the example slightly. So now we've got one brick that's too small to see. Next to it is two bricks, a bigger angular size. So,
Right.
so can we see both bricks?
Well, if you can see a single brick, I don't think. Well, if you can see a single brick, up next to it you have two bricks. It doesn't suddenly increase the resolution of your equipment.
No, I agree. Okay, no. So what you're saying is there's a reasonable chance that if you can't see one brick, you won't see two bricks. What about if I put 20 bricks on top of that first brick? Could I see it then?
But then you will see a very large black spot, but you still won't see individual bricks.
So let me get it straight. The bottom brick can't be seen, but the bricks on top of it with a larger angle can be seen. So effectively, a mile in the distance, the bottom brick can't be seen, but the bricks on top of it can.
Well, why is
I
it?
don't need
why
a
are you
question, I
being
just need a
selective?
concession. Don't be Weasley. We've already conceded
are-
the bottom brick's too small to see. It's not coming back anytime soon. It's too small. Now we can pile 100 bricks on top of it, and I'm pretty sure we could see the 100 bricks on top of it, but not the brick at the bottom.
Angular
You're
size
done for,
doesn't-
Apollo. Just go ahead and concede, brother.
Complete
Don't.
nonsense.
I'm telling
Angular,
you, just dig the
angular
hole
size
deeper for
doesn't
yourself.
care about direction.
You're just
I mean,
digging the
if
hole
you-
deeper for yourself,
if you-
brother. This can be reconciled by a second grader. But that's a beautiful argument, Nathan.
No,
He
it's
trapped you
not.
nice,
Impressed,
man.
man.
He got you.
I know we've talked about this before. No.
I don't
You-
think so. I haven't heard this before.
Well, we've
No,
talked
this is
about
brand new.
Yeah,
We've
we
talked
actually
about
have
the-
talked about this before. Yeah.
we've talked about
Really?
the bottom disappearing so long time back. You know, the bottom disappears.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the
I'm
top
not talking about
buttons.
that. I'm talking about this specific argument that Nathan just put forward.
But that's basically the same principle. you know,
No,
the
no,
bottom,
I
the
haven't
bottom
heard it.
disappears first.
You know what? We did
but
this
the- but the
before with
top
Zinder.
doesn't.
That's
So
what
this
it
is
was.
this is lovely.
We did this with
so,
Zinder.
so we're still not getting to the end though. So we've got a brick at a mile. It's too small to see. We put, let's call it 500 bricks on top of it. That doesn't make the bottom brick any bigger or easier to see. It's still disappeared, hasn't it?
Oh
No, because you've increased the angular size. It might be easier to see now.
Yeah, but it's still not going to bring the bottom brick back.
Yeah.
Why-
So that's why
don't
that's
get
why I
why
changed
you
the example. Hold
focus-
on. That's why I changed the example. So we're putting on bricks on top of the second pile. The first pile, one brick, is still too small to see, isn't it? Now next to it, we've got 100 bricks with a bigger angular size. Yeah? But we still can't see the brick on its own though, can we? The bottom
you-
of the pile on the left with 100 bricks has got a single brick next to it that's still too small to see. It's still in that tiny little angle, isn't it, Apollo?
No, if you can
Oh, boy.
see a singular brick due to its angular size, you will never see an individual brick, even if you have suddenly 20 bricks.
You're
because
no,
uni-
red herring
because
fallacy.
the-
You have to listen to his
No.
question.
I am.
Okay,
listening
so
to
you're
No.
saying, so hold on,
question.
so I've got a high-rise building made of bricks next to this single brick, and you're saying I can't see the individual bricks that make up the building. Yeah, that's true, but I also can't see the bottom brick at all, can I?
Oh, so that's what you are asking.
So if I've got I've built it up to a high-rise building made of bricks now. I'm still at a mile. I'm pretty sure I can see a high-rise building at a mile, but I can't see the bottom brick because the angular size is too small, as you've already conceded, Apollo.
So why are you? Why is this angular size thing you're talking about selective at the bottom? It isn't.
Yeah, because there's a claim that bottom of things disappearing is caused by an obstruction due to Earth curve. But as you've just ably agreed and conceded, the bottom of stuff can just have too small an angle to see it. But the stuff above it can still be seen because it's got a bigger angle. So the bottom brick, being the bottom section of a building perhaps, is gone due to its angular size and absolutely nothing to do with Earth curve obstruction. The only reason that things disappear from bottom up, according to fundy zealots who believe that they live on a sphere. And with that, I'll say if you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, as I smugly smile and round out this live show, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. However, if you're watching this live on Nathan Oakley 1980, unfortunately this is where we bid you farewell. A massive thanks to all who tuned in. Also, of course, a massive thank you to all of today's debating panel. If you need to keep yourself occupied after the live stream is over, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!